We're talking about davening and the 4 levels of davening, which correspond to the 4 rungs of the sulam, of the ladder, of Yaakov's ladder. Now, the last point that he said is that the inyan of tefillah is the level of godliness that is the source of creation. It's from there that comes the request. And in terms of Kabbalah and Chassidus, at the level of Malchus. Malchus has many dimensions to it. It's Hashem's word that brings creation into being. It is Neshamas Yisrael. Malchus is the recipient of all of the divine revelation. Above it, we receive from Hashem. It's the moon, metaphorically, again, Knesset Yisrael. So that's what tefillah is. Tefillah is us entreating God. Torah is God talking to us. Tefillah, we're talking to Hashem. So who is speaking? There's all of these layers and levels. It starts with the level of Malchus Datzilus, which is the source of creation, where Neshamas, the repository of Neshamas. And Malchus entreats and pleads her husband, that's that's the 6 midas, Chesed, Gvura, Tiferes, Netzach, Yisoid, that the midas fill her lack, because Malchus is the source of creation. And in creation, God is obscured like a word. On the one hand, a word communicates, but the word itself completely obscures whatever it's communicating. You need to know language, and you have to be able to decode the word to extract the meaning of what's being said. Completely obscure. Someone doesn't understand the word of English, may have the greatest intelligence and listen intently to every word that I'm saying and even repeat it, but will have no idea of what I'm saying because it's total concealment. So Hashem creates the world through his word. He communicates, but he does so, and his communication creates, but he does so by completely obscuring his presence. So Malchus pleads and says, fill my lack, show me, reveal yourself to me. And there's many levels of her request. And the first is that the source, the creative source, which are the 6 midas, the 6 days of creation, quite literally, be revealed, that the source be revealed to her, the her being Neshamas Yisrael, creation. But not only that, she wants not merely her immediate source, but the source of her source, the truth. The source of Atzilus is higher than Ishtalshalus. So Malchus, a Yid, requests of the Eibishter, to put this again in the most simple language that I'm able to master, is that Malchus requests, the Yid requests, I want to know you as creator, but you're beyond creator. I want to know you beyond creator. Now let's continue. Hey. And he explained that's the meaning of Eshpech as nafshi, level of nefesh. I won't repeat this again. The level of nefesh refers to the level of Malchus. Achla likim doimia nafshi. The Rebbe's pasuk of that year. This is a Maamar from Tafshin Chav Daled, Kapitel Samach Beis. Nafshi, that's Malchus. And the Rebbe, of course, is the embodiment of Malchus. Hey, v'hine, right? On so many levels. 7th Rebbe and royalty in its most purest form, engagement in the world and connecting the world to the deepest truth. V'hine oishei. Gets very deep, friends, I can see. Not here a little bit later, so. We'll ask Allah the Kemaimer later, dealing with the existential questions of, is God affected by us? That comes later. So this was a very important akdama to what we just were beginning now. Clear? Yeah, good. So we just explained now at length that tefillah is in the source of creation. And the request is wherein there's the need to fill the lack. So what's the request? This is elaborating. It's not only that Malchus, the Neshama, the Yid asks that he be filled with godliness. I think we learned this already. Huh? We did. I think we finished the whole ice. Yeah, we did. Okay. So the summary of this ice is that I actually said it already, that the request is that not only Malak Al-Almin, but the source of Malak Al-Almin, Sevev Kal-Almin. Again, I want to know you, not just your creative investor as creator, but you as you are beyond creator, that's Sevev Kal-Almin. The infinite light, as it were, that's the source of Malak Al-Almin, and that is responsible for creation, as we explained, that creation, Yesh Ma'ayin, essentially is a result of Sevev Kal-Almin, God's infinite light. It takes an infinite power, of course, to create out of nothing. The Malak Al-Almin contributes the rank and level and animation of creation, the teva of the particular creation. So the first level is B'chol Levavcha. The first is Boninus. The first request of fill my lack is just that. I'll say those words again. Fill my lack. Fill me. So that is B'chol Levavcha, which even the HaOlah can be a part of. We explained last time why. Nevesh Abam, sense, Vishnei Yitzerecha, because this was the previous year. You weren't here, okay? You didn't hear it either, I don't think. Yeah. There's a Friday also weren't here. So that leaves you, Adam. Anyone? Why is the Nevesh Abamis? Why does even Nevesh Abamis relate to this completely and fully? I mean, it's Avodah Atzuma, but Nevesh Abamis relates to this. Huh? Somebody
it's enjoying the ride.
Enjoy what ride exactly are you talking about? What's the ride?
Getlichkeit.
Why is it a ride?
It's filling for him too.
I mean, he's why elaborate.
He's beginning to appreciate something that he was never accustomed to, and he's listening to the Nefesh Elikis, but
so why is this
not completely?
This is not true of Sefer Kol Almin. The Chol Nafshecha, Nevesh Abamis is not in the picture really.
Right. Correct.
Because the Nevesh Abamis, us, we, you, and me, are very, one, impressed with the world, and two, we seek fulfillment. Fulfillment is the Nevesh Abamis' request. So when a person understands you want fulfillment, there's no greater life than Yiddishkeit. You want fulfillment, you're looking at the beautiful world. So look a little bit deeper and get the real beauty of it. That's a course, the Malak Al-Almin, all of the Madregas, the beauty of the divine, the beauty of Yiddishkeit. As we all know, and what's the motivation for tshuva classically? Push it. I want to have a fulfilling life, and it was empty before, now it's full. Gishmak. Shabbos is beautiful, learning is beautiful, community is beautiful, everything's beautiful. Okay, nothing's perfect, but that's our imperfections. But the system is a beautiful system. That's b'chol levavcha, and it's the cheshbon nefesh ba'amis. I want a decent life. I want a life with this respect and with this love and with this growth and with this beauty. It's a life of Yiddishkeit. Today, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer today. It's just a rachmanis. Anyone that hasn't embraced Yiddishkeit, they don't know what they're missing. The emissaries, they do know a little bit. That's why people are becoming and connecting and tell me, show me, and very open, because it's the world and life is so patently empty and painful that they look at this life and they see that, the wholesome kids' life is it's a beautiful life. I want to be part of this. B'chol levavcha, it's malakalam. Malakalam means the godliness invested in guiding and invested in creation. You like a beautiful life, beautiful people. So here's a beautiful life and beautiful people. That's the first request. So that's knowing you as creator, your beautiful creative forces and all of their, use the word beautiful, but there's beyond beauty, there's, right, the descriptions we used last time. So that's b'chol levavcha. B'chol nafshecha is this bonus a sev of kalam. And this nefesh ba'amis is lav dafka so excited about. Why? What's b'chol nafshecha? Rashi, Chumash Rashi, what's b'chol nafshecha?
Surrender.
Afilu hu noitel es nafshecha. Mesiras nefesh. That's already a different story. But then Mesiras nefesh, there's two levels of Mesiras nefesh. Mesiras nefesh where it pays, no gain without pain, even if Shabbat is mask. Got to be a fool to think that nothing comes without effort and sacrifice. But it speaks to nefesh alikis primarily because b'chol nafshecha is his bonus in the Eibush, the save of kalalmin, beyond the defined, structured godliness, the transcendent, the infinite, and that engenders a bittul, a surrender. That doesn't fill you. Can't be filled with bligvul. You surrender to it. Become very small in the face of bligvul. So that's a higher ava, more selfless love. The first one is, I love the way you make me feel. That's b'chol levavcha. B'chol nafshecha is I love you. It's you and ready, willing to sacrifice for you. Even when I don't see the gain or feel the gain. What did he say at the end of this ice? Someone look at it and tell me. And likewise, you see in creation, no, I'm sorry. It concludes, I mentioned this briefly, and I'll just elaborate, that Sev of Kalam is also an active component in creation. V'adarab is the ikar in creation, as I just said, because to create Yesh Mayin is Sev of Kalam. The form, the tzura, the nature, that's a Malak Kalam. They work in tandem, they work together. Well, look at the end of the ice. How is this reflected even in creation in the 6 days of creation? The 6th day, particularly. The end of the 6th day. It's important to get that. Okay, if you guys weren't here, so let's learn it inside then. Move it up to number 47 in the text. So tefillah is, we have to get this clear. Tefillah is the bakosha of Neshama Yisrael Malchus to fill what's missing, the lack. Level 1, Malak Almin, fill me, know you as creator. Higher darga, what I'm lacking is bittul, and to know your transcendence, that's Sevav Kalam B'chol Nafshecha. That's all still part of creation. As we just said, that the creation Yesh Mayin is really an expression of Sevav Kalam. filtered by Mamalak Alamim to produce the particular creation. So so if the request is only, and if God would illuminate the world and fulfill the request of Mamalak Alamim, knowing him as creator, filling us, but we're not feeling they were still lacking. We're still, the world is lacking because the world still doesn't know its own truth. You come as a result of Hashem's infinite power that creates Yesh Ma'ayin. So it's still chsarn. That's also included in the bakosh of tefillah, in the pleading of Malchus of Neshamas Yisrael. This is what I want to get to here. The last line here. Like he brings the Rebbe Rashab in the mind. This is based on two Maimor of the Rebbe Rashab. And illustrate an example. Example of what? Of what are we saying now? On the one hand, Soivav is beyond creation, but still shaykhs to creation. So what's an analogy? In creation itself. When it came to Shabbos, Rashi brings this. What was the world missing? Menucha. We learned, by the way, if you recall, it's a Mogedik Maimah based on Bittul Rebbe, Moedik Gebir in Tfilas Mincha, 3 levels of Menucha. I don't think we're here for that. So what's the world missing is Menucha. Bo Shabbos bo Menucha. So Shabbos came, and Menucha came. Tranquility on the one hand is transcendent relative to the activity and the work and the building and the accomplishment of the week, but it's still a human need and part of creation. It's a human need to transcend, in other words, sometimes, to go into a quiet place and rejuvenate. It's beyond the hustle and bustle of the world, which is what occupies most of our attention and energy, but it's necessary. That's Seviv Kalam al Derech. It's an illustration of transcendence, still part of creation. As he concludes, even though the pasuk says it was all over, God created the end of 6 days of creation, done. But not yet. The deep satisfaction and transcendence and the tranquility, the 3 dargas he speaks of there in that Maimer, that's what's missing. Therefore, the request, fill me, is not just productivity, but tranquility. Put it in simple language. I don't just want a life that's productive. I need moments of transcendent tranquility. And one alone is not enough. Vacation, after a while, becomes exhausting. It's tranquility, but you need those moments of transcendence, of disconnect. That's part of the human need. And that too is milech chesron. Even though we said before, the b'chol nafshecha is what? Is mesiras nefesh. As I said before, it's a human need. It's not. It doesn't feel good to be selfish. It just doesn't feel good. You feel good when you give. If it hurts a little bit, it feels good. Not exactly the same example. Menucha, the way it's the opposite because it's more painful, but it's the same meaning. Going beyond our limits, within limit, is a human need, a fulfillment. There's the thrill of making the deal. God willing, you have a good week and you make a lot. There's a big ishmak in that, obviously. God willing, you should go milach hasaran, all the lacks fulfilled fully. Mamalak alalmin ad belidai. But then there's a even deeper nachas when it's done, accomplished, and you can enjoy it. Engagement and transcendence are human needs, which is why all the meditation religions, etc., are very appealing, especially to the Jew. This is Veshpeches Nafshi, that's what the Yid is seeking. He's seeking B'chol Levovcha, and he wants B'chol Nafshich. That's the appeal. Next is Yesh Darge Nailis Yesh Bitfila. What can be hiding this? Immanence, transcendence, Mamale, Soivev, engagement, tranquility, product, everything. Everything's here. No, there's a third dark. This is the Ava B'chol Beitcha. Shebo al yidei ha'izbonenus, the izbonenus here is ba'atzmus ein sof. They bestir himself, as it were, shelamayil memala kalalmin v'sev kalalmin, beyond your expressions, your divine system, your transcendence, beyond. Vein the berech beged olam is klal, and completely beyond creation. As in, not only invested in, beyond even the beyond levels. And this is what it says about Mashiach. A day that is all Shabbos and tranquility unto eternity. Now, no, but that we just said that Menucha is part of Yisev Kalalmin. Not Atmos itself, it's part of creation. So he explains what this means. Shehu inyan shel menucha gam b'pchinas chayei ha'olamim. This is a level of transcendence beyond even life eternal. It's a life eternal, that's Seviv Kalal. And this is menucha beyond that, so that's Atmos itself. Clear? He explains now. What's in between Chei Lomim and Chai Lomim? It's hard. I mean, translated this way. Chei Lomim would mean the world's life force. Chai Lomim, the life of the world. And there's a difference. Chei Lomim b'tzeidei, he explains elsewhere in Chassidus. When you have a tzeidei, Chei Lomim, then that word is subordinate to what comes afterwards. It's the life force of the world. Or the world's life force. That for sure we're not speaking of. That doesn't say Yoim Shekuli Menucha, Shekuli Shabbos Menucha, L'chayei Ha'olamim, but L'chayei Ha'olamim. Because we're not only talking about a time which is higher than Chayei Ha'olamim, Elagam Chayei Ha'olamim, B'Pasach. Life of the world, not the world's life, but life of the world. So that is Seviv Kalalmin. Then when Mashiach will come, will be Menucha, a transcendence even from that level. Clear? Third level.
Ask a question.
Yes.
Is this specifically talking about the Eibusher himself in the sense like the Eretz, or the menucha we get from contemplating the Eibusher? Because earlier I was talking about Shibali Dei's plainness, but
that's right. Yeah. So the answer is
the
yes.
The act of actually like trying to like bask in the infiniteness of. It's something from us, I'm saying. It's like an act from us, not necessarily Hashem in itself, but us trying to get it.
Yes. Yeah, the answer is you're right. The answer, it's both. It is a consideration that his abundance, that's what he's saying. Is a his abundance, thinking about. Now, Take, you're asking a good question, basically, if you're asking this. How can you be misboinen and contemplate and meditate about the essence of Hashem? Is nothing to say beyond infinite. Beyond infinite. Mal Kalam is finite. Sev Kalam is Hashem's infinite revelation. And Atzmos itself is beyond. HaOlah is beyond. HaOlah is, just to get the language here, HaOlah is investment, present, imminence. HaOlah is beyond. So love is beyond. How do you meditate? So this was actually asked in what did he say in the Maamar? We had two Maimorim that said a little bit different, but the bottom line was what?
That it's like a car, meaning it becomes an instinctual knowing of the singing.
Yeah.
Rather than it makes sense in your mind.
Sense it makes, I guess. I put that term aside, but it can't be defined. You can't define God. So it's more an instinctual connection that comes from a very deep place in the soul, the essence of the soul that just knows, not intellectual knowing, but connects to the essence of Hashem. And this intellectually, I mean, everything is experienced in the mind. We can't begin to allow that instinctual sense to be conscious if we haven't opened the doors to the divine, first from Malak al-Almin, Sev al-Almin, that primes us and opens us to allow the deepest part of the neshama to sense the essence of, we are giving some language, we're saying Atzmos itself, we're saying beyond, forever we're going to be bound by language, but the whole point is that this is all being entertained, as it were, in the mind and in the heart. So it's instinctual, it's not intellectual in the sense that we can certainly define God in any way, but there's this deep sense that we can have beyond words, but only come after all the words were said.
It's like peeling away layers until we reach a certain appreciation.
After all the words were said and exhausted and appreciate, and the limitations appreciated, they were open to no words. But to start off with no words, you're no way, just without words. You're just without words, that's what we are. Although a child, and every Jew has this deep instinctual connection to the essence of Hashem, and it's just there. But to allow it to express itself in mind and heart, we have to remove the barriers, as it were. And they're not barriers, they're divine barriers. And Malak al-Almin is your expression. Sevav is you. We have to appreciate Hashem's revelations on their two primary levels, and then it opens the heart and the mind to a conscious, as it were, not defined, but still conscious connection to Atzmos Ein Sof. What did we just read in the Hayom Yom? Was it yesterday? It was recent, not yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. Yesterday, the whole Rachatz B'Mayim that was yesterday's. The final words there are what? Chassidus stellte weg a Yid, places a Jew. Yeah, the Alter Rebbe's Mesiras Nefesh. The avodah that we need to do with the avodah Salavushim. Rachatz B'Mayim. And the end is Chassidus, through this, stellte a Yid, ponim el ponim, Atzmos Ein Sof. Those are the final words of Hayom Yom. Right, let's go a bit further. So yeah, we're clear. Now this third level, for want of a better word. Since the essence of the Eibishter himself hides in Sev Kalalmin, and it's expressed in the level of upper. So it's totally beyond creation. This doesn't fall in the same category as fill me, not lacking anything. There's no lack. Creation is not, if he's filled with the Malak al-Almin and in experiences the transcendence of Kalalmin, there's nothing missing. Here, the tefillah, which is milech sodan, I have this, we said, have this lack, fill me, is not shaykh, because there's no lack. As I said before, the human need is, we need engagement and transcendence, and we're done. What do you want? Infinite, finite, tranquility, productivity, tranquility. You have Shabbos, you have the weekday, beautiful. Nothing is missing. And yet this is the fourth rung of the ladder, but the third ava. And what kind of tefillah is this? So we'll learn tomorrow. This is a different order of tefillah. This is tefillah ha'osher. This is the wealthy person's request. He's not lacking anything. So what's the tefillah? And this is tefillah l'Moishe, as we'll learn. It's based on the Zohar. David HaMelech is Malchus, his tefillah is tefillah l'Ani. David HaMelech is embodiment of Malchus. Moishe Rabbeinu's tefillah is tefillah ha'osher. There's no such expression anywhere until the Chassidus, but it's based on the Zohar. We'll see. And Be'emes, that's the Ha'tשכ. That's what Moishe is, being ma'ir by every Yid.
Daven's for others.
The
Oshka daven's for others rather than himself.
Yeah, but he wants to ma'ir this by all of us. The desire for connection to Atzmos, that the Eibish's kavanah be carried out, even though we lack nothing. Even after we lack nothing. Not begashmis, not baruchnis. Find you, nachas, panosa, health, mesiras nefesh also. Fulfilled in every way possible. Then tefillah ha'osher. Yeah, but you, Eibush, are not. We are. You're not. And that's what should drive the Yid. That's the lot of the tzav. That's mine that I gave out. Okay, we'll see. Going further. Let's